Michael B. Jordan. So, Michael B. Jordan right now is potentially going to be attached to Battlefield, and Battlefield is one of the gaming biggest military franchises. And there's a 5-way bidding war that has recently emerged for the film rights with his attachment to star and produce. And so this feels bigger than just another video game adaptation. We know video game adaptations really work. We have a lot that have proven to work. But it also feels like Hollywood is officially moving Michael B. Jordan into that blockbuster architect territory. So, you know, Ryan Coogler has made him a bigger star creatively and culturally. And now it feels like he's someone that we view as franchise infrastructure. And the question is no longer, can he lead the movie? And it's like, can he anchor an entire business? Can he anchor an entire franchise? And I love to see it. Like, what do you think about this with the whole...
listen, two things. One, this is one of those franchises that Taraji Henson was talking about, right?
Yes.
This is what
maybe she'll get a role.
I'm just saying, though, but this is... Honestly, this is precisely what she was talking about.
What she wanted.
Right.
Exactly.
After what was the one, Hidden Figures? Right. After Hidden Figures, where you get all this big notice, does somebody come to me with, here's a big fucking cool thing, and that hasn't happened in a way that she's been satisfied by. In the Michael B. Jordan of it all, this is two-parter. What we see happening now, you're correct with the franchise thing, but this is Denzel Washington in Crimson Tide after he was in Malcolm X, right? Malcolm X was an incredibly huge movie that had a big cultural footprint for black people. It had recognition of the industry. He got nominated for Best Actor. He didn't win, but he kind of arrived. And then they took him and they put him in a movie where he was a two-hander with Gene Hackman, right? And not that that's a bad thing, but that was Jerry Bruckheimer, right? And so Jerry Bruckheimer was, he was fucking verified. He was the shit. So when he's taking Denzel Washington and going, okay, now you playing with the big boys. Let's see what you got. That's what's happening with Michael B. Jordan right now, because Christopher McQuarrie, who has helmed and written and produced the Mission Impossible movies, right? He's got Tom Cruise's guy. As big as motherfucking Ryan Coogler is, right? Now he's got Christopher McQuarrie, and Christopher McQuarrie is fucking industry certified. He's a Tom Cruise motherfucker. They'll give him the big budgets. They're giving him a video game franchise, and they're putting fucking Michael B. Jordan in it, right? They mean business. This is going to be a big deal.
Yeah, and I mean, Michael B. Jordan, to me, perfect actor. When we talk about that franchise type actor, he just falls into that category. I can see him, leading the Mission Impossible type franchises, having 1,500 movies. We saw him at the end of Creed. We want him with the shirt off.
But he did. He had, I forget what the name. He had another little. He had another little franchise role. There was another guy who wrote a book, and he had a movie on Amazon or something where he was playing kind of an action guy, and that one didn't necessarily pan out. The movie wasn't bad, but it was like Reacher or something like that. One of them kind of.
Yeah, but would you consider Creed a franchise? Because technically, that's a franchise in itself.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
But again, it's a franchise in the way that it sits underneath something else, right? Right. Mm-hmm. Battlefield is a big IP gamer thing, and that's also another step into the future. And one of the big things that's interesting about this is that Coogler has already introduced gamer sensibilities into his films, because in Creed in particular, when they would stop the screen and they would put up the stats of like the fighters, that's all fucking video game language, right? So Michael B. Jordan, I think, already has a sensibility and a familiarity around that space. I think that he is user-friendly to that audience. And this also gives a guy like Christopher McQuarrie, as successful as he is, it gives him an opportunity to bridge into his next chapter, right? Because Tom Cruise is 60. He jump off one more building, that motherfucker ain't gonna come back up. I'm just saying.
No, I'd love to see it. And I think that his involvement changes the value of the project itself, and his attachment lowers the risk. Not, it's already an IP that you would consider not as risky because it has a built-in audience. But then you add on top of it someone who we know can lead a franchise, and we can put the franchise on this person's back. And now if I'm a buyer and investor or a studio, this lowers the risk even more. Now it's trust in this commercial stability for me.
Well, it's like Fast and the Furious. The biggest secret of the Fast and the Furious was that it's the hugest fucking multi-ethnic brand we've seen on the screen. everybody in that fucking movie is something else, right? The people who are white ain't entirely white. The guy that is white is really fucking cool. The coolest guy and all this shit is an Asian guy.
He's spicy white.
Nah, I'm just saying like spicy white, right? There's a girl, she's real sexy, but she's kind of tough. Is she gay? We don't know. There's another girl, she's definitely straight, but she's exotic, right? They do all of this shit. They got two cool black guys. They got Brazilians, Spanish motherfuckers. It's a global fucking enterprise, and I'm not saying that's what they're gonna do with Battlefield, but by putting Michael B. Jordan at the helm in terms of starring in this and anchoring the franchise, it's acknowledging that the audience for film, global film, is going to be multi-ethnic. It's going to be younger. It's going to skew into the language of gaming. And this is a cultural shift, and I think it's a creative shift in the industry. This is a big deal.